Where is Amber Rose Smith? The search for that missing 2-year-old started yesterday evening and is going on right now. She disappeared from her home on East 13 Mile Road and Cottonwood Avenue near Reed City yesterday afternoon sometime. We've had a crew on scene all morning long. And 24 Hour News 8's Amanda Jarrett just listened in on an update from police. So Amanda, you have to let us know, what have you learned so far? What's the newest here?
Brett, we've got a lot of new information since we were live on Daybreak. We've been here all morning long. We just talked with the Undersheriff of Newaygo County. He says they're not ruling anything out at this point. They have search crews out this morning, canines searching the area, the same area they were searching last night for little 2-year-old Amber Smith. And this morning, I can tell you, there are dozens and dozens of volunteers from all over West Michigan waiting here to go out with search parties and search for this little girl. Volunteers out here. The Undersheriff just addressed where the search stands right now. He says right now they're still doing a 1-mile radius of her home there in Paris, Michigan. They're going to expand that throughout the day. He says they are conducting interviews. I asked at this point whether it's a criminal investigation or if they're still focusing on the missing aspect, disappearance. He says they're not ruling anything out. When asked if it's strange, the 2-year-old is, went from home and has not been found yet. And we were talking about a lot of people searching for this little girl in that area. How far can a 2-year-old go is the question. He says it's, quote, very suspicious. There's been reports that the family talked about some suspicious cars driving past their home yesterday. He says he's aware of that. That's something they're looking into. He's asking for anyone with any information, anything they saw suspicious between 10 o'clock yesterday morning and 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, to call a tip line. We're going to have that for you online and on air here shortly, but you can also call the Newaygo County Sheriff's Department. So again, at this point, we know that the little girl was inside her home with her dad. Her dad says he went into another room, came out, the little girl was gone. Mom and dad searched. They called police. Police arrived within the hour. They began searching. They've been searching ever since yesterday afternoon. Still no sign of this little girl. Now, I can tell you that they did push for an Amber Alert. I did talk to Newaygo County. They said they pushed for an Amber Alert. They finally got that through last night at 11:25. I asked how long that time period was from the time it was requested to the time it went out. They said they had no clue at this point, but they were happy with the effort by the media to get that information out. But again, at this point, they're looking at every possibility. Criminal, missing, they just don't know. They don't know what happened to her. So again, she's wandered off before, they say, but they've searched areas that she's wandered off to before and haven't found her. No sign of her. There are some creeks and waterways in that area. And a very dense terrain they're going to have to search. So we're talking about a lot of areas, a lot of people. They have canines out here, volunteers, and choppers in the sky doing aerial searches. So we're talking about a huge effort trying to find this little girl, trying to find as to what happened to her, any clues at this point. So again, we're going to be here at the command center throughout the hour. We have 3 other crews here right now working this story. 24 Hour News 8 Steve Calso is about to go with a search crew right now to go into the woods to try to see if they can find any clues as to where Amber is. We're going to bring you an update again in about the next half hour. Back to you.
This is a look at that search area Amanda just mentioned. Right now, the 100-plus volunteers are combing a 1-mile area around little Amber's home, northwest of Big Rapids. This is right on the edge of the Manistee National Forest. As Amanda said, they'll be expanding that search area later this afternoon if they don't find Amber.
Well, here's where we stand on a timeline here of how the events came down. Amber's dad said that she went missing about 1:30 yesterday afternoon. He looked for her for about half an hour, he says, then he called police about 2. We didn't get word of all this until about 6 o'clock, and that's when we first reported it. Then about 5 hours later, an Amber Alert was issued. Police searches went on throughout the night, and late this morning, volunteer searchers headed out into the woods.